There's a document that was never supposed to go public. It came from inside one of the most powerful companies on Earth. And it proved something most people still don't want to believe. Social media was not built for you. It was built against you. It started simply. Connect with friends. Share your life. Within a decade, billions of people were inside these platforms every single day. The average person now spends over 6 hours daily on social media. 6 hours. Every day. And almost none of it is by accident. But here's the problem. Nobody told you what was actually being built. There's a term that never reaches mainstream conversation. The attention economy. Your time has a price. Every second you scroll, someone profits. Not because you spent money. Because you stayed. So engineers had one hidden objective. Not to make the app better. To make leaving harder. They studied casino psychology. Slot machines. Unpredictable rewards. The exact mechanism that keeps gamblers pulling the lever. Then they put it in your pocket. Pull down to refresh your feed. Wait. Something appears. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes something exciting. You never know which. That uncertainty is the trap. That's the slot machine. And it works. Research shows the average person checks their phone over 150 times a day. Most checks are completely unconscious. People don't even know they're doing it. There's something else happening that most people overlook entirely. These platforms are not just tracking what you do. They are tracking what you almost did. Every scroll you paused on. Every video you watched halfway. Every post you hovered over but never liked. All of it is recorded. All of it is fed back into the system. The algorithm builds a model of you that is more accurate than anything you describe about yourself. It knows what upsets you before you do. It knows what pulls you back before you've even decided to return. This is not speculation. This is the documented function of modern recommendation systems. And here is the part that quietly changes how you see everything. That model of you, built from your pauses, your hesitations, your half-decisions, it does not belong to you. It belongs to the platform. Forever. Even if you delete your account today, the behavioral data collected over years does not disappear. It lives inside the system. Informing future products. Training future algorithms. Shaping what the next billion users will see. You were never just a user. You were always the raw material, but the unexpected part goes much deeper than habit. In 2017, internal research from Facebook revealed something quietly devastating. The platform already knew that heavy use was directly linked to loneliness, anxiety, and declining well-being. They had the data. They had the proof. And they continued building anyway. Then in 2021, leaked documents from Instagram told the same story, this time focused on teenage girls. Body image. Self-worth. Mental health. All measurably affected. These findings were not released voluntarily. They were leaked by a whistleblower, and what happened next shocked even the people inside the industry. Here's what no one is talking about. The feed you see every day is not a reflection of reality. It's a constructed environment. Built around your emotional state. Researchers discovered something deeply concerning. Anger drives more engagement than any other emotion. More than happiness. More than sadness. More than anything else. So the algorithm quietly learned to prioritize it. Not because anyone gave the order. Because the system optimized itself toward whatever kept people online longest. The result? A version of the world that was more extreme, more outrageous, and more destabilizing than anything you'd encounter in real life. And most people had no idea it was happening. This is deeply concerning because the manipulation was invisible by design. You don't feel an algorithm working on you. You just feel unsettled. Restless. Slightly worse than before you opened the app. But not sure why. That feeling has a name inside Silicon Valley. A successful session. Because a slightly destabilized user returns sooner. Checks more often. Stays longer. And there is one more layer to this that almost nobody discusses. Children born after 2010 have never known a world without these platforms. Their entire social development happened inside systems designed to exploit psychological vulnerability. Researchers are only now beginning to measure what that means. Early findings are deeply concerning. Attention spans. Emotional regulation. The ability to sit with boredom. All measurably different from previous generations. Not because of the children. Because of the environment they were placed in. An environment nobody asked them to consent to. The system was never trying to inform you. It was calibrating you, slowly. Continuously. Without your awareness. And here's where this changes everything. The people who built these systems don't use them. Let that sit for a moment. Sean Parker, founding president of Facebook, publicly admitted the platform was engineered to consume as much human attention as possible. He called it exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. Then he stepped away from the platform entirely. Chamath Palihapitiya, former VP of Growth at Facebook, said he felt tremendous guilt over what they had built. His children were not allowed on social media. He no longer used it himself. These are not critics from the outside. These are the architects. The people who designed the machine from the inside. And they quietly built themselves an exit. There are now private wellness retreats in Silicon Valley designed for tech workers needing to disconnect from what they created. Not open to the public. The builders left a door open for themselves. And closed it behind them. What was sold as a free tool for human connection was always a paid product. You just weren't paying with money. You were paying with your attention. Your behavior, your perception of the world. And the most unexpected truth of all. The outcomes were never accidents. They were never bugs. They were the system working exactly as designed. So here's the question no one has cleanly answered. If the people who understood this system most deeply chose to quietly walk away, what does that tell you about what they believe is happening to everyone still inside? Billions of people are living inside an experiment that is still running. Never paused. Never fully investigated. Never stopped. And at this exact moment, the same platforms are quietly expanding. New tools. New features. New reasons to stay just a little longer. The only thing that changed today, is that now you know. And it's still happening. If this made you think differently about something you use every single day, there's more where this came from. Deep Dive Stories covers the hidden side of the world most people scroll past without a second thought. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you know someone who needs to see this, share it with them. Sometimes the most important thing you can do is make sure the right people are paying attention.